Alright, it's part 3, where we're meching. If you were in part 2, you saw this a lot. We'll focus a little more on this. But this is still important. Alright, so. We got a chance to talk a lot about positioning. We're going to continue to talk about this. But what I want you to look for is the moment where Ryung can break out and get into a good spot. Now, I'm going to return here. Where are good spots? We talked about one being here to be able to assault the ever so wonderful expansion that's right nearby. But here seems like an awfully good one too, right? Oh, anywhere in the big trapezoid that I've drawn here, anywhere in there is going to be a pretty damn good position. But often, just because this is a good position and this is a good position if there's an expansion, doesn't mean that we can necessarily get there. Honestly, meching is as much about looking for opportunities as it is for the other side, for the bioing side. The bio player darted up here because he thought, oh my god, I have a chance to go up here and deal damage and make it work. Players lose in mech versus bio on either side because they're trying to force something to happen. In this position, Ryung smartly is just taking this side of the map, and he's trying to wait for an opportunity to present itself. Now, while all that waiting is going on, this is when it's really good to do some medevac in action. Thanks, Ryung. I really appreciate the timing. Because if there's literally nowhere that you think that you can go because all the units are on the fringe, then it means that none of the units are down here at the expansions. So we see that there's even things like this. Look at the walking Hellbats, man. They're quite literally walking. Boss-ass Hellbats going for a run. Nice relaxing session. Here, Ryung's having a little bit of struggle bear time. He's trying to find some places to work his medevacs. These tanks haven't actually moved in a while because no opportunity's really presented itself. Look at this! Look at this! Look at Mr. One-Shot Hellbat. Look, there's a small little drop here. It gets cleaned up. This is what I mean by looking for opportunities. We saw something to crunch down on. We got to crunch down on it. We got a little bit of extra value. Things are evening out up here. Our one Hellbat that marched valiantly down there is finally gone. There's also a Widow Mine here. And suddenly, Ryung sees an opportunity. This has been a big, wide open space, devoid of anything. Ryung didn't really move down here for a long time because he didn't know if there was an expansion. But then he had those Hellbats walk all the way down there. He spotted it, and he's just like, alright, we're going to go. Here is an extremely important moment that's very easy to slip by. Let me show you the easy moment and the hard moment. Well, let me show you the hard moment. Here's the easy moment. Wow. Look at this. There's nothing. There's nothing here at all, and there's a big juicy target here. So unless he has a huge army here, we can attack. Is it possible for him to have a huge army here? Probably not, because we see some forces here. Probably not, because even in just my existing vision, I see a lot of tanks here. So this is probably open.
Base is under attack.
There's lots of defense here. We even still have our rally points set nearby. So here's where the opportunity opens itself up. Here's the easy opportunity, the easy consideration. Here is where mech becomes hard. This moment. See these siege tanks pulling away? Very easy to miss out on that. Which means that these might not need to be there anymore. A sensor tower built by Ryung. Wonderful decision. Beautiful decision. More scans, more vision going down. Scans where he can't see to try to go down where he wants to go. All these tanks here, all this stuff here is now starting to see there's only one thing here. That's it. This is empty. Yeah, technically he could be hiding forces there, but I don't think it's likely. So while this is going on, see lots of forces.
Mineral field depleted.
These guys move up, see vision. Immediately, this can all be repositioned. aka dat be the hard part. So we see Ryung just reinforcing, repositioning. Incidentally, these things wind up being correct to leave here because there's a whole army marching up. But what if there is no whole army marching up? What if this army is staying embattled down here? Then this is an opportunity for Ryung to take these dudes and go do a little bit of offensive. So great move from Ryung, this counterattack. Counterattacking can seem like a difficult to decide, extremely scary thing. With Mech in this position, it's very easy. My opponent had his whole army here. My army is super slow. So I'll just hit the close part. Got him. So the easy part is staying sieged here, because there's an army there. The hard part is this. Pulling all these once upon a time defenses away to go do something useful. But what's useful? It all depends on where we think his army is. When we look, it's not here. It's mostly over here. So we want to be able to appropriately identify that. If the entire army was here, we might want to just hold back and defend. Now we're starting to get a better sense of where the whole army is because it's killing us. So what's a Ryung to do? This is what I mean by just waiting for opportunities. Wait until MMA is in such a gross position that he kind of has to engage a fully sieged army. So what was once upon a time defending now gets the opportunity to move out and do de-attacking. As we can see, very often Mech is in orphaned groups. A couple of medevacs are good for pulling back small bits of battered down orphaned groups back to the main hall, but we see Ryung has stayed rallied back. And I talked about this idea of folding in. Honestly, I might not try to keep all 4 bases alive here. I might fold in on one of these if MMA is pushing really aggressively and I don't quite have a lot of units. If I had to choose, I would probably dig in here and then just lift these and full out retreat. Ryung does have enough units to be able to get all the way into position, and he's like not even sieging, he's just attacking. That's how many units he has. But again, if he is in that dicey spot, lifting this and just letting the SCVs live and giving up the positioning in order to keep the juicier base alive, love that. It was a shorter daily. Let's take questions. Ooh-hoo! Ooh-hoo! Let me give us some more announcements. Fun Day Monday next week. Submit to me a 2v2 where you and your ally are both Terran, lift off at the start of the game, land somewhere else, and then start the game. Submit to Monday at day9.tv. Tomorrow I'm going to be playing PlanetSide 2. JP might join in. I don't know. I don't trust him. On Saturday, I'm doing my very first ever live D&D session. Doing a little Dungeons and Dragonsing with DJ Wheat, JP McDaniel, Perfect Storm, and I don't know the alias of our Dungeon Master. I don't know. Does he have an alias? I don't know. His name's Steven. DJ Wheat, It Me JP, Perfect Storm, Day9 TV, and Steve. So that'll be streamed live at 1 p.m. Pacific. Oh, by the way, no show on Wednesday and Thursday next week. Just Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday. Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday. Tickle Monster says day 9. Does our strategy change at all if we are playing mech versus mech instead of bio versus bio? You are permitted to siege up a little bit later in mech versus mech because tanks being sieged are what you want to be beating his tanks that are not sieged with. Gurdro says day 9, is the metadating group going to gather to do another type of show? Yes, starting this month sometime. Maybe at the start of February, but there were work conflicts. Bill's been in crunch mode. Working on his game. Radio Addict asks about how can the concept of these vision on the flanks apply to Protoss versus Terran. Not really as much, because honestly, siege tanks function properly to the sort of vision and flanking concept because you can split up armies correctly in a Terran versus Terran. You can split them up correctly because tanks that are sieged deal so much damage. They're so good. The weakness to tanks is when you catch them when they're not sieged. So there's nothing like that really for in the Protoss versus Terran front. It's not like the Terran can leave behind like 5 Marauders and just destroy a Protoss army because they were positioned really well. So I don't think that'll really work. I don't think it really applies so much, but let's see how it would apply. One thing where it can function well is the Protoss player kind of has a siege tank unit in the form of Psionic Storm, where you can in fact... Actually, yeah, here's how it would work. The Protoss in Protoss vs. Terran can function very similarly to the meching player in this game. If we come back to this stage... Imagine if these tanks are instead Psionic Storm, and reinforcements come in the form of like 15 gateways that are idle. You can bring a lot of your Protoss army... Come on, Ryung. No, pull it away. You can bring a lot of a Protoss army, like, somewhere else, and then leave a couple of Templar like this, and just storm everything to shit and warp in case of an issue. But I mean, other than that, like, Terran, I really don't think it functions that well. Wow, Immortal Thor. Day 9, your house seems to be on fire. Did a bug sneak into your room again? Yeah, I'm scared of bugs. Oh, welcome, Adapt SW. It's great to see you. Pleasure to have you as one of the day knights. Professor Donald says, Day 9, are Thors good in a mech composition versus Terran? They are useful in mech versus mech because the splash damage of a siege tank is smaller than a Thor is fat. So you can march the Thors in and the tanks do minimum damage. So they're really great. To any of you who are copy-pasting a lot, just type it once. No need to spam. Naruat says, Day 9, is your chair comfy and would you recommend it too? Yes, I got it at IKEA. It's like $160. Wait, Tristan, what's the name of this chair again? Is it a Michael? A Mikhail? Tristan has his headphones on. Oh, I looked for Tristan and I got a cat. Oh Oh, I don't know, but it's blue. Come here, kitty. Kitty time, kitty tummy time. Hello, kitty. Welcome to hell. Hi. Ah, yeah. Yeah, you're very soft. Hi. Hello. Oh, he looked at me. Ooh. Oh, you're purring. I can feel your little body shivering. Kitty. Hello. Yeah. Yeah, she's a kitty. Ooh. Aww. Luke, I'll let you know. You don't get to go. No, stay. Oh, it's a kitty tummy. Oh, he stopped struggling when I pet the kitty tummy. Oh, it's kitty tummy time. This is Edgar. Hello, Edgar. The difference between mech and bio is that the meching player is looking to hold positions. And the struggle is to get to those key positions. Isn't that right, kitty? Oh, yes. And the goal of bio is to exploit weakness and to search for those weak spots. No! Yeah, oh, yeah. Ow. You clawed me. Okay. So the bioing player is trying to look for weakness. He's trying to look for a couple of tanks that are unsieged and he kills it off. Or an expansion that's undefended so he kills it off. An army that's in the position, or an army that's moving to a position and unsieged so he kills it off. So that's really what it is. So the goal of the bioing player is to try to spread the meching player out and then rejoin together and kill the weakest part. Hot diggity ass. I described it so well. I'll see you tomorrow morning for Planet Side 2. I don't know what I'm doing.